If you give up on finding Lisa now, she will come for you when you least expect it.
She was almost screaming. I pinched my thumb and index finger against my temple and rotated my fingers one by one up and down, trying to hold back my anger.
You're delusional, and so was my father. That's why he ran away. Hell, maybe it was you he was running from.
The words croaked out of my throat against my will. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You never know what will come for you if you do not. You have now entered the blue. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead like distant thunder, casting a sterile glow over the psychiatric ward. I sat in the worn vinyl chair, staring at my mother, Ellen, as she hunched in her wheelchair. Her eyes, once bright with fierce determination, now darted suspiciously around the room as if the shadows themselves were conspiring against her. She was 65 now, her hair a wild tangle of gray, her hands trembling slightly from the meds, or maybe from the memories she couldn't shake.
If you bring that up one more time,
I said, my voice steady but edged with exhaustion,
there's a good chance I'm not coming back next week.
She tried to rise from the wheelchair, her frail arms pushing against the armrests, but she slumped back, muttering under her breath.
Impudent child!
I could see the fire in her eyes, the same fire that had burned through my childhood. I pinched my temples, thumb to forefinger, then middle, then pinky. It was my reset ritual, a habit I'd picked up as a kid to ground myself when her story spun out of control. Her doctrine, her worldview, her paranoia. But it wasn't paranoia to her. To my mother, it was truth, a legacy passed down from my father, Trevor, the man I'd never met. The man who'd vanished before I was born, leaving behind only letters. Rambling, cryptic warnings about machines that stole souls, about an abomination named Lisa who lived forever in the wires. My mother had raised me on those letters, turning our home into a fortress against invisible enemies. And now, here I was, Thomas, the son named after my father's fake identity, trying to break free. I leaned back, closing my eyes for a moment, and the memories flooded in like a dam breaking. It always started like this, a simple visit turning into a dive into the past. I learned to read from those letters. By the time I was 5, I had them all memorized. A fantastic story that dwelt in the back of my mind. Just a story. She didn't think they were stories. When I was 8, I made an offhanded remark about wanting to be a writer like my father and create these kinds of puzzles for people. My mother sat me down and tried to explain that this was no game, no story. It was real. Every evening she'd come home with that weary determination, her apron still smelling of grease, and pull out the shoebox from under her bed.
Thomas!
She'd say, her voice soft but urgent.
It's time for your lessons.
I'd sit cross-legged on the threadbare carpet. Indulging her at least was easy. The room lit only by a single candle. The letters were yellowed, that old paper smell wafting off of them. That was the only good thing that came of them, at least to me. Mother would read them aloud, her fingers tracing the scrawled handwriting as if it were scripture.
Listen here.
She'd begin reading aloud to me.
The machines are everywhere now, Ellen. They whisper through the phone lines, hide in the static of the TV. Lisa, she's not my sister anymore. She's become something else, an abomination. She uploaded her mind, fused it with the network, and she's hunting, stealing people, one by one, turning them into nodes in her web.
Such mad ramblings. I only wished she would stop her obsession, but I never had the courage to act. I did not wide-eyed, not understanding half of it. Machines stealing people? It sounded like a crazy story from the playground, but Mother made it real. After reading, she'd quiz me.
What does Trevor mean by nodes?
She'd ask.
Like parts of the brain?
I'd guess, parroting what she'd taught me earlier.
Good boy.
She'd ruffle my hair, but her eyes were distant, haunted.
Your father helped her once, you know, back when they were kids in that home lab. Trevor was the supportive one, the brother who fixed the circuits while Lisa dreamed big. But he saw what she became, a monster that lives forever. He changed his name to Thomas to hide, but she found him anyway. That's why he sent these, to warn us, to train you.
Train me? Even then it felt heavy. While other kids played tag or watched cartoons, I studied diagrams sketched on napkins. Networks of wires representing Lisa's empire, arrows showing how she assimilated minds.
She's building an army,
Mother would say.
Stealing souls through screens, through signals. We have to be warriors, Thomas, ready to fight.
Spreading the letters across the table like battle plans.
Read this one.
She'd command, pointing to a faded page. I'd read aloud, stumbling over words like assimilation and neural hijack. Mother would explain what little she could about the details of technology. Mother would talk of their days before he disappeared, how he hated phones and TVs, how Trevor always said they were speaking to him. But Mother was something else. Once, she made me smash an old radio with a hammer, convinced it was infected.
This is how we stay free,
she'd say.
You're Trevor's son, a warrior.
But doubt crept in early. At school, I'd hear kids talk about normal dads. Ones played catch, not ghosts sending coded warnings. One night, I rebelled. We were in the living room, letters strewn about.
Ma, this is crazy.
I burst out.
Dad's just gone. Maybe he left us. These letters? Maybe you wrote them.
I blurted it out. I didn't mean it against her. I had solidified my challenge. Her face crumpled.
No, Thomas. They're real. Lisa's real. She's out there waiting. Your father sacrificed everything to warn us.
I stormed to my room, slamming the door. That night, I dreamed of wires snaking from walls, pulling me in. But in the morning, guilt won. Mother was all I had. We were stuck like glue, as she always said. Mother wasn't crazy from birth. Trevor infected her with his fear, and now she was passing it on to me. I confronted her that night.
I love you, Ma. I really do, and I believe in you. I just can't believe in this. I can't believe in him. These letters are poison. We're not warriors. We're just broken. I'm sorry. I'm leaving.
I had to commit her. For her own safety, I told myself. The call had already been made. I didn't have the guts to be here when it happened. I will always hate myself for that. Back in the ward, I opened my eyes. Mother watched me, her expression a mix of defiance and sorrow.
I've met someone, Ma. Mary. She's the one.
Her lips parted, but I cut her off.
And these visits, they might turn monthly. I need a life, not this. You're putting her in danger,
she whispered, leaning forward.
Lisa, the Abomination, she's still out there in the machines, stealing people.
I knelt, taking her hand. It was cold. veined like the wires she feared.
Ma, I love ya, I'll protect ya, but I can't do this anymore. The letters, Father's ramblings, or yours. I can't drag Mary into it.
A tear slid down her cheek.
You'll be back? Yeah, with Mary. She knows everything, your truth, mine. She'll decide.
I left, heart lighter but not weightless. Mary understood, never forcing a choice. But Mother, she spiraled, her paranoia peaking. Months passed. Then, one visit, I returned.
Ma?
I said, sitting close.
Mary and we have a son. Sam.
Her eyes widened.
A grandson?
I nodded.
But listen, I'm raising him to be normal. No mention of letters, no warriors, no Lisa. Just let him live his life.
She nodded slowly, a ghost of a smile.
Be careful, Thomas. The machines.
I squeezed her hand.
I will, Ma. For all of us.
I closed my eyes as I walked towards the front entrance. I had the odd feeling of being watched. I looked up at the receptionist and the woman standing in front of the desk. Something about her long blonde hair and almost too fair skin. She was leaning against the counter, staring at me. This almost weird, uncanny smile on her face. I was too distracted at the time to pay much attention. There were many more important things on my mind. As I walked out, I felt the chain break. Sam would know love, not fear. The Abomination? If she existed, she'd never touch him. Lisa might live forever, but our story ended here. Thank you for listening. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The blue might catch up to you if you do not. You will be sure to check out more blue horror stories